you blog. And I've decided to call my blog series Stir It Up Never Settling. And the reason I picked that particular name is because, well, first of all, me personally, I actually went through some things over the last several years that really brought me to a place where I actually went to God and I said, you know what? If you help me, I will never settle again. But the other reason is because this is 2017 and a lot of people are stirred up by a lot of different things. And so as I thought about it, I was like, well, if you're going to be stirred up, at least let it be something that's going to propel you towards a better life, something that's going to propel you towards a destiny. And so I decided that I wanted to talk about why I'm stirred up and how I got stirred up. So just to kind of give you a little background, back in 2010, this was the year, this was an extremely pivotal year for me. It was the year that my divorce became final. It was the year that from a natural standpoint, I literally lost everything. And as I thought back through, how did I get to this place? How did I get here? Again, I began, of course, to do a deep search within me to see, okay, where, what am I missing? What's going on with me? And I looked at my marriage, of course, but I had to go back even further than that. I had to go back really all the way back to my childhood to really think through what are some of the problems associated with how I come to a place where I literally have nothing and I've lost, even my marriage has even failed. And as I thought about that, again, the one thing that just kept coming up over and over again is that all throughout my life, at some point, in some way, I had settled. And again, I remember when I had that conversation with God and I said, God, if you help me, I will never settle again. And He is so absolutely faithful, because from that point on, my life, I began a journey, an adventure that literally began to just shake the very foundations of my world. And let me tell you, when you're in an adventure, it's not a comfortable thing. It's actually quite uncomfortable. I mean, things are just, they're different. They're new. You're being put in positions that you've never ever been in before. And it can be very painful even sometimes. But again, once you get out of it long enough to look back and look at what you've become and what you've gained, you see that you have become an incredibly strong person. And that's my testimony. That's what I actually got out of this particular journey. I became a much stronger person. I grew. I was challenged. I just became this amazing new person that I never even knew that I could be. So I completely understand that it's not an easy thing. I'll say it like this. It's not an easy thing not to settle, because the world really, there's so many opportunities to settle and just, kind of hunker down and say, okay, well, this is good enough for me. But if you are willing to endure some sacrifice and a little bit of discomfort, you can really have absolutely anything that you want. And like I said, I just couldn't see myself living in this world. And after having lived this world, look back on my life and really looked and saw that there was really not a ton of anything that I could look back and say, hey, I made a difference. I made an impact. And that wasn't okay. I wasn't okay with that. And so that was the decision that I made, and I began to move forward. And it's been, again, just one of those incredible journeys that I would not exchange for the world. Despite any hardship, despite any problem, I would not exchange it for the world. So it has been a major adventure. There is a scripture that I absolutely love and I want to share with you. It's Job 22:28. And the scripture basically says, when you decree a thing or when you make a decision, it will be established for you and your pathway will be lit. I love that, because I've come to many crossroads where, I'm kind of on the fence trying to figure out, well, which way should I go? But when I make the decision, all of a sudden things just start falling into place. Boom, boom, boom. And it becomes clear. When it says your pathway is now lit, that means things become clear. It's clear now what to do. Whereas when you're on that fence, things are never going to get clear for you, because again, you haven't made the decision. So once you make that decision to move forward, things really start falling into place. And so that was a wonderful thing to me, because I can honestly say, as I look back over my life, every time I've made a decision, I have seen progress. The last 7 years specifically of my life, since 2010, I have seen increased knowledge, increased wisdom, increased really everything. Every area of my life has progressively moved forward. And so I just encourage you today to really think about what you want out of life. And if you're going to be stirred up, let it be something that's going to propel you into an amazing life, your best life, and not just some shell of a life, the world's version of a life, what people tell you life should be like. really figure out what your best life is like. And as I think about it, really, my name really pushes me towards that destiny. My name is Adenike, or Adenike if you're Nigerian. It is a Nigerian name, and what it means is royalty of honor, or princess, loosely translated. And again, the last part of my name, my pastor is a Greek scholar, and the last part of my name, which is spelled Nike, which many of you know as Nike, that actually means victory. So no matter how I look at it, I am destined for greatness. I am destined to be royal and to really have a life less ordinary, a life that is really filled with amazing things of greatness. And so I really would encourage you to think about your name and what it means. And if you don't know, look it up. There's something positive about it. What are people calling you? What are you allowing people to call you? I can't tell you how many times I've had people come to me and say, oh, do you have something shorter? Do you have a nickname? What else can I call you? And I'm like, no, you can call me Adenike. That's my name. I love it. It's part of my destiny. And I won't allow anybody to change my name to make it convenient for themselves or because they find it difficult to pronounce. So think about that as you're going throughout your life. Don't allow people to just call you anything. Make sure they're calling you something, or make sure you're calling yourself something that really means destiny and that's really setting you up for the future that God has planned for you. So I am super, super excited about sharing with you more on my journey. Again, I'm hoping that you can relate, that you can find something in this that'll be helpful to you, that as you're maybe hitting a crossroads in your life, something in my life will jump out at you and you can say, oh, hey, she went through that. Let me see how she handled it. Maybe I can glean something from that. That's really what I'm hoping you'll get out of this. Again, my goal in life is never to settle again. Again, when you think about a glass of water or any liquid, if you pour something in there, some type of powdery substance, and you stir it up, as long as you're stirring, that thing is moving, it's in motion. But the minute you stop stirring, you settle right to the bottom. And I am determined never to settle to the bottom again. So I'm keeping myself stirred up. I really look forward to this blog series. I'll be back with more of my life and how things have, how I've been impacted. And hopefully, again, you can relate to some of that. Share with me, comment, let me know what's on your mind and what's on your heart and what you felt particularly drawn to in what I'm saying here. I would be happy to respond back. And again, I'll just look forward to sharing more of this and more of the same with you in the future. Hope you're having a fantastic day, and I'll look forward to talking to you again soon. Thanks. Have a good one, guys. Bye.